G'day everyone, welcome to another edition of Chris Rankin's Music Crush. I thought I would jump on Ron Haggerty's thread that he started. As soon as I saw even just the thumbnail for his thread, I instantly had ideas for this one. And one album came to mind straight away, and it's funny because Ron and I think, kind of thought alike a little bit there because my first pick, you'll see, is my number one, and this band has a few albums that are part of it. So anyway, I'm telling you all about it before I tell you what the title is. So first of all, Ron Haggerty, fantastic channel. Go and check it out if you haven't already, and if you would like to subscribe to his channel, I'll put the link in the description below. So he started a thread called a seafaring thread, so things to do with the ocean, the sea, boats, all sorts of stuff, anything you can think of that's in to do with that, whether it be the name of the band, title of the album, the artwork on the album, a song title name on an album, and I thought I'd jump on this pretty quickly. So here we go. He said he asked for 10, so I'm going to give you a bonus one, because I think that one band should, they have everything about them is nautical. So, and even my shirt, if you can see there, we've got, this is the band Sulphur Aeon, and we've got a Cthulhu type creature coming up out of the water, out of the ocean. Gateways to the Antisphere, this is called. So even my shirt, I thought I'd put on something nautical. Death metal band they are, fantastic, absolutely fantastic death metal band, one of the best of the last 5 years, no doubt about it. That album there is one of the best extreme albums ever made. But anyway, that's my t-shirt. So let's get started. So as soon as I saw his thumbnail, a seafaring thread, I instantly thought of an album. And then the funny thing is, as soon as I started watching his thread, he put up the album that I was thinking of, and he put it up first. And that is the mighty AHAB. I've talked about this band before, from Germany, Funeral Doom band. They are my number one favourite Doom band of all time, be it Funeral Doom or just Doom, traditional Doom, whatever you like. They are my absolute number one favourite Doom band of all time. And this is my favourite Doom album of all time, even though it is Funeral Doom. And it's called The Call of the Wretched Sea, and obviously the name of the band is AHAB as well. So you can see how there's the strong nautical feel throughout the... I'm just trying to remember if there was... Well, there's a song titled The Monstrous Pictures of Whales. So there's also a song title on there as well. So this was 2006. Trying to think, this was their debut, yeah, and it's still my favourite Doom band, and I thought I'd give you one bonus as well. This is their most recent album, AHAB. It's got a long title. I've got to remember, The Boats of the Glen Carrig, and as you can see, it's nautical again. Looks all underwater in there. This is the most recent album. This came out about a few years ago. I think it was 2016, but I might be wrong. Might have been 2017. Of course, the print on the back here is so small. But anyway, that's the most recent one. So AHAB as well. But I'm just using that for two because they're just such a nautical flavoured band and my favourite Doom band of all time. Next. Now this album here, sometimes I cause a bit of controversy with this album as well. Now, I won't say it's the first ever heavy metal album all the way through, because it's not, but a fair few of the songs on here are probably some of the first ever heavy metal songs ever made, along with some that are on the Blue Cheer Vincibus Eruptum album. And although the entire album is not heavy metal, there are certain parts of it that are definitely heavy metal, and just as heavy as anything that Sabbath or Deep Purple were doing at the time. And this album actually came out earlier than Black Sabbath. Now, the reason it's in this thread is the name of the band is High Tide, and the name of the album is Sea Shanties. So there we go, we got the double there. This is an absolutely fantastic album. 1969, London. Mainly heavy psych, a little bit of progressive rock. But this album, things like The Feudalist's Lament and Death Warmed Up, and yeah, they're the main two. They are every bit as heavy as everything else that came a year or a couple of years after it. Even like Sir Lord Baltimore and Bang and everything else. This is, some of the songs on here are every bit as much heavy metal, and this came out in 1969. So there we go, number 2, High Tide Sea Shanties. Next, I've got the band. Now, some of these have got a few different album covers. It's a band from the Netherlands called Focus, and this is their 1971 album, Moving Waves. So there's the nautical seafaring part of it, Moving Waves, and even the front there, even though it's purpley coloured, you can see it's an ocean. And of course, this has got the famous, brilliant song of Hocus Pocus. Yes, it's got the yodeling. Now, I've always thought, and see what you guys and girls think, the main riff that's in Hocus Pocus, I think the song later on, Blitzkrieg, has almost the exact same riff, and of course then that song was later covered by Metallica. But I reckon the main guitar riff in Hocus Pocus later on appeared a little bit different, but almost the same in Blitzkrieg, and Metallica's version of Blitzkrieg. But there we go. So, Focus, Moving Waves, 1971. Next, from Australia, the state of Tasmania, the island state of Tasmania, we have Mephistopheles. I think that's how you pronounce it. I know it's a mythological word, but yeah, I think that's how you pronounce it. So 2 parts to this. You've got a bit of a draining ocean there with some old mythological creatures having a battle over the planet and the earth and the universe and so forth. The album is called Sounds of the End, so it's meant to look like it's the apocalypse there, but the one that I'm getting the point for is where is it? The Battle of the Sea and the Sky. Now, I don't know if you can see it there, I'll try. The Battle of the Sea and the Sky. So there's the seafaring, but the cover also. So this is a technical death metal band from Tasmania. Outstanding, one of the best metal albums to ever come out of Australia, I think. Matthew Chalk is in this band, who was in Psychroptic early on. The quite famous death metal band from Australia, Psychroptic. So Matthew Chalk. And there's the front cover there with also the seafaring theme. Next, Devin Townsend makes it onto my list. And this is one of my favourite, well, this is actually my favourite of his like solo albums or non-strapping young lad albums. That might be a better way to say it. And this is his Ocean Machine album. Well, its full title is Ocean Machine Biomech. So we've got the ocean there as a seafaring, and you can also see you've got the ocean in the album artwork. Absolutely fantastic progressive metal album, just magnificent progressive metal and progressive rock, a little bit of alternative metal. The songs Life and Regulator are just magnificent and really show how good Devin's voice is as well, not just in the songwriting and the arrangements and the musicianship, but also his voice. If you know how he sings on the Steve Vai album, Sex and Religion, well, his voice is every bit as good on here as well. So there we go, Ocean Machine Biomech, Devin Townsend. Now you have to excuse the cover of this with this one. It's a CD, but it's one of these big cumbersome cardboard covers, and I did have this in the car for a while, and it meant that it got a little bit, you know, I try to look after it, but it's, yeah, but anyway, it's one of these big cumbersome things. You can't put it in the rack or anything, so you'll have to excuse the cover. But this band is called The Ocean, a great German progressive metal band. In fact, I think today, what have I got? I've got quite a few German bands, actually. on this list. So yeah, they seem to like the seafaring themes. So this is a band called The Ocean. They're a German band, progressive metal, sludge, quite sort of sludge metal, progressive metal. Amazing band, absolutely out of this world. I've seen them live twice. They've blown me away twice. So now this album, there we go there, it's called Pelagial. And now what Pelagial is the different depths of the ocean. And what's clever about this album is all the song titles, I'll try and show you, it's a bit hard, it's silvery there, but all the song titles are the different depths of the ocean. Now what's clever about this album is as you progress through the album, as you get into heavier depths of the ocean, the songs get heavier and more plodding and more really slow doom. They go from straight up sort of progressive metal into sludge progressive metal, and then into really thick plodding, and you can almost feel like it's the weight of the ocean being oppressive and pushing you down, and it's so clever. Now, when I first saw them live, they did this album in its entirety, and it made the whole concept of the album even more amazing, because you could feel everything getting heavier and heavier and more plodding, as if you were delving your way down to the depths of the ocean. If you don't know this band, The Ocean, they are fantastic. It doesn't sound like it's going to be that amazing or that sort of blow you away heavy metal, but I can tell you this is one of the best progressive metal bands on the planet. They are flawless live. This album was pretty close to my favourite album of that year, and I'm pretty sure 2013. This was pretty close to my favourite album of 2013, or equal to. So The Ocean, Pelagial, magnificent album. Magnificent band too. Right, what do we got now? We've got Jethro Tull, Broadsword, mainly for the ocean, and you can see there's a, where is it before? There's a boat up on the top here as well, Broadsword. This is the 1982 Jethro Tull album. This is an original Australian pressing of the album, Jethro Tull, Broadsword. Really good album. I like this album a lot. So there's The Ocean there. What have we got next? We've got, yes, I knew I had another German band coming up here. So I've had, what have I had? I've had The Ocean, I've had AHAB, and now I've got Storm Warrior heading north, and you can see the boats there in the ocean. A lot of songs about the tales of Vikings and marauding Norsemen as well, but it is a German band. Mostly power metal, but quite sort of speed metal, a little bit more grunt to it than the power metal. So yeah, magnificent album. Storm Warrior, this is their third album. This is my favourite album of theirs. It's one of my favourite power metal albums, even though it's a little bit heavier than some of the normal power metal albums, but definitely one of my favourites. So there we go, Storm Warrior heading north from Germany. Brilliant. Right, 9. So this is my original Somewhere in Time pressing. I bought this myself on record when the day it came out. I told you the story recently a few times about me and collecting Maiden and my obsession and love affair with them. Now, so there's nothing really on the cover, but those of you who know this record very well, where is it? Can't see it. There it is there. Sea of Madness. I mean, I didn't really have to point that out, did I? If you know this album, you'll know Sea of Madness. One of the best choruses of all time for Iron Maiden, that big, heavy, galloping riff to start off. Sea of Madness is definitely one of my favourite Iron Maiden songs. I love this album. Of course, it's got Stranger in the Strange Land, which is pretty close to my favourite Maiden song of all time. But Sea of Madness, Iron Maiden, brilliant. I'm sure I don't need to tell you much more about Iron Maiden. And to finish off, I've got Genesis, Foxtrot, with the ocean there, and a little bit even more nautical. We've got a submarine over there, and this is a gatefold. so you even get a little bit more of the ocean there. Right, this is my 1972. This is an original UK press. I'm quite proud, and not proud, I'm very happy that I have this and very cherished that I have this. Definitely my favourite Genesis album. This is an album that I put on, and it's very dangerous when I do put it on because I'm gonna probably listen to it all day. I just love everything about it. Watcher of the Skies, Get 'Em Out by Friday is catchy and brilliant, but just the way Peter Gabriel conducts the conversation throughout the song. And then, of course, the whole back end of this album, Supper's Ready, perhaps one of the greatest prog rock songs of all time. So there we go, number 10, Genesis Foxtrot with the ocean and the submarine and so forth. Now, Ron, I had a lot. There's a lot that I could have done. I was going to be a little bit cheeky and show a Nile album. Think of the Nile River. I was going to show Gentle Giant Octopus. I was going to even show Camel Lunar Sea. But those are the ones that I went with, and you said 10, so I thought I'd just show the 10. So that was really good fun. That was easy to do. I thought I'd jump on straight away and do it while all the albums and things were fresh in my mind. So thanks, Ron. Great idea for a thread. Once again, guys, check out Ron Haggerty's Vinyl Sanctuary channel and subscribe to it. That'd be really good if you could. And hope you really loved the video and enjoyed watching. And I'll catch you soon. Thanks.